Okay, in this section, we're going to look at an internal analysis of your company or your product and how to figure out where you stand today. Here's the structure again. We're looking at trends usually when we're creating a strategy, and then we're looking at the status quo, which is this segment about. And then we go again with where do we go, what problems do we address, and then how do we get there, which is usually with the definition of features. We're not going to look into the last part in this course, but right now we're going to look at the status quo, so like an internal analysis. So how do you conduct an internal analysis? What should it contain when you're looking at your own product? How do you conduct this? Well, first of all, you're going to internally interview your leads, your individual contributors, anyone that you feel like is important to the business, because usually these people know better than you what's going on and what's not so good. You can also consult with user feedback, and these are the main sources of like trying to find out what's going on, right? So like having a really good qualitative user feedback and an internal view from people in management, but also all the way down to the operative level is going to give you a really good data source. It is about creating, with these data sources, a common understanding on where you stand today. And you want to surface a couple of things. The first one is, what are our strengths? What are we good at today? And the second one is, what are we not so good at today? Like, what are we bad at? What do we suck at, right? So weaknesses of the business at the moment. And who do we serve? What are our current customers today? And this also depends on whether you're pre-product market fit or like whether you're post-product market fit, whatever, but like it makes sense to really define who are your current customers and how well do we actually know them. And in order to do that, you need to make an honest assessment. Okay, what problems for our current customers do we solve really well right now? This is important for your positioning statement if you want to know where you are in the market, because only if you know what you're already doing well, you know what to also tackle next. And here's a very important one. Based on the strengths and the weaknesses and where you want to go in the future, there are differentiators. And the differentiators are a list of things that make you special, and everything you that you want to do should have the same attributes. This can be a little bit future-oriented. So let's say we want to be extremely good in support, but we're not yet there yet. We can still try to say, okay, this is a differentiator of us. We're in the process of going there. This is important. This is going to define, in the end, how you're positioning yourself in the market and why a customer in the future should say, yeah, I'm going to take your product over the others that are also in the market. So you should come up also with differentiators in the end. So at this point, you have strengths, you have your weaknesses. You can also try to list them out. You should have also a template in the description that you can use for this. But at this point, you should have all of this more or less defined. We're going to go a little bit more into how to define your customers later. But at this point, you should have this basic information together. All right, so here are a couple of examples of differentiators. So what makes you different? We could say, for instance, we have superior support. We are reacting in 5 minutes to everything that we do. And this is important to our customers. So we know this. And so this is a differentiator because all our competitor products, they don't do this. Our stuff is really easy to use. If you have never used our product, it's very easy to use, right? So this is another differentiator. We have an extremely strong brand. We have a very recognizable brand. We're playful, for instance, or whatever. Whatever your reasoning is. But if you have already a quite strong brand, this is the differentiator that you want to have. So that means for everything that you're developing in the future, you want to make sure that all of this is also developed in this kind of spirit, like we're never forgetting about support. We're making sure it's easy to use. And also the brand is in everything that we do. So stuff is consistent. You could also maybe list something like high quality assurance. Our stuff goes only out of the gate if it's very, very solid, right? Like our services just do not go down. Whenever we release, the services are staying up at the same time. People's services are not disrupted. That's just the way that we build our infrastructure. That concludes this particular section. And in the next one, we're going to go and look at in the vision and the ambition. And then after this, we're going to bring everything together that I've just explained to you.